Jack Harlan flew his old ship Driftfang through the cold, empty space far from any safe trade lane. He liked it this way. No one bothered him, and no one asked questions. The ship was scratched and patched from years of hard work, but it still moved when he told it to. Jack was a salvager. He found broken ships, took what had value, and sold it to whoever paid best. Today, he hunted a big prize. A luxury liner from the Valorian Empire lay in pieces ahead. The attack happened days ago. Pirates from the Krell Dominion hit it fast and left nothing but scrap. Jack heard the news on a weak signal and came running. Valorians made things with rare metals and glowing crystals. Those sold for good credits. He checked his scanner. No other ships nearby. Good. He would have the wreck to himself. Jack put on his suit and grabbed his tools. He left the warm cockpit and stepped into the black. A thin cable kept him tied to Driftfang. He floated toward the biggest piece of the liner. Like paper. Lights still blinked inside. Some power remained. Jack cut through a door with his plasma torch. Sparks flew slow in zero gravity. He pushed inside. The halls were quiet and grand. Gold lines ran along the walls. Pictures of tall, elegant aliens stared down at him. Valorians. They looked like humans, but taller, with skin that glowed soft. Their eyes were large and bright. Jack never met one in person. He heard stories. They thought humans were loud and short-lived. He did not care what they thought. He cared about loot. He moved deeper, past broken rooms and floating chairs. He found a sealed vault at the end of a long passage. The door was thick and locked. Jack smiled under his helmet. This was the good part. He set his cutter to work. The metal glowed red, then white. He burned a hole big enough to crawl through. Inside he saw boxes and cases. Most were open and empty. Pirates took the easy stuff, but one case in the corner caught his eye. It was different, heavy, locked tight and cold to the touch. The touch? Jack dragged it to the center of the room. He used his strongest tool to break the lock. The case opened with a hiss. White mist poured out. Inside was a long pod made of clear crystal. A young Valorian female lay inside. Her skin shimmered pale blue. Her long silver hair floated around her face. She wore a simple white dress. No wounds, no blood. She slept in stasis. Jack stared. He knew who she was. Everyone in this part of space knew the name, Princess Lyrael, heir to the Valorian throne. He whispered to himself, this changes things. He should leave her. The Empire would pay big to get her back. But he also knew the Krell wanted her dead or captured. If he left now, pirates might come back and finish the job. Jack rubbed his face through the helmet visor. He was not a hero. He was just a guy trying to eat. But something in him would not walk away. He checked the pod readings. Power was failing. The crystal was cracking slow. Stasis would break soon. She would wake up here, alone. No air. Jack made his choice. He hooked cables from his suit to the pod. He lifted it careful. It was heavier than it looked. He started back toward his ship. Alarms screamed through the wreck. Red lights flashed. Krell raiders were back. Their small attack ships docked fast. Jack heard boots on metal. They shouted in their rough language. He moved faster, dragging the pod behind him. He reached a wide hall and stopped. He could not outrun them with this load. He needed to fight. Jack set the pod against a wall. He pulled out his mining charges. Small round bombs made for breaking rock. He wired 3 together quick. He placed them on the floor. Then he hid behind a fallen beam. His plasma cutter hummed hot in his hand. The first Krell came through the door, tall, armored, with sharp blades on their arms. They saw the open vault and laughed. Jack waited. More came, 5, then 8. They spread out looking for loot. One stepped on the charges. Jack pressed the button. The floor exploded. Metal flew. Shouts turned to screams. 3 Krell died fast. The others turned angry. They charged. Jack stood up and fired. His cutter shot blue fire. It burned through armor like butter. One alien fell, another swung a blade. Jack ducked. The blade hit the wall, sparks flew. He rolled, grabbed a dead Krell's gun, and fired. It kicked hard, but the shots punched holes in the next enemy. Jack kept moving. He used the broken ship like a maze. He led them into tight halls where their big bodies got stuck. He dropped another charge behind him. Boom. More died. Jack took hits. A blade cut his arm. Blood floated in balls. He ignored the pain. Humans bled, but they kept going. He reached the pod again. 2 Krell stood over it. One raised a gun. Jack ran full speed. He tackled the first one. They crashed into the wall. The second turned. Jack kicked the gun away, then punched the faceplate. It cracked. The alien fell. Jack grabbed the pod and pulled. He was close to his exit now. Outside, he saw Krell ships circling Driftfang. They fired at his ship. The hull sparked. Jack cursed. He hooked the pod to his cable and started the pull back to safety. Shots hit around him. He felt one graze his leg. Hot pain shot through him. He kept pulling, hand over hand. The pod floated behind him. Then he saw the Imperial fleet arrive. Bright white ships with long, elegant shapes. They came fast. Weapons lit up. The Krell ships turned to fight. Jack used the moment. He reached Driftfang airlock. He dragged the pod inside and sealed the door. Air filled the room. He opened his helmet and breathed hard. Inside the pod, the crystal cracked more. Princess Lyril opened her eyes. She looked at Jack through the clear front. Her gaze was calm, but surprised. She placed her hand on the inside. Jack placed his on the outside. Their eyes met. She spoke soft words he could not understand, but he felt something. A warm touch in his head, like she reached inside him and said thank you. Jack leaned against the wall. His body hurt. His suit was torn. Blood dripped slow. He looked at the princess and then at the stars outside. The battle flashed bright as Imperial ships destroyed the last Krell raiders. Jack closed his eyes for a second. He saved her. That was enough. Or so he thought. The Imperial flagship sent a shuttle. It docked gentle with Driftfang. Soldiers in shining armor came aboard. They bowed to the princess, then looked at Jack with strange faces. One spoke in clear common tongue. You are the human who fought. You will come with us. The Queen wishes to see you. Jack stood slow. His legs shook, but he walked. They took the pod and helped him to their ship. He sat in a soft chair, while machines cleaned his wounds. He felt tired, but alive. The princess watched him from her pod. Her eyes never left his face. The shuttle flew toward the big white ship, Eternal Dawn. Jack looked out the window at the stars. He wondered what came next. He wanted to go home, fly away, salvage another wreck. But something told him it would not be that easy. Queen waited, and she was not the kind to forget a debt. Jack opened his eyes in a bright white room. Soft lights glowed from the ceiling. The air smelled clean like fresh rain. Machines hummed quiet around him. He lay on a soft bed. His body felt strange. No pain at all. He looked down. His arm had been cut deep by the Krell blade. Now only a thin pink line showed. Nanites, they called them. Tiny robots from Valorian tech. They fixed him faster than anything human. Jack sat up slow. His head spun a little, but he pushed through. A tall Valorian in silver robes walked in. She had skin like pale moonlight, and eyes that changed color when she looked at him. She spoke soft. Welcome, human, Jack Harlan. Your wounds are healed. The Queen will see you soon. Jack nodded. He did not know what to say. He felt small in this huge place. Everything was too perfect, too quiet. They gave him new clothes, simple gray pants and a shirt made from something soft that felt alive on his skin. No boots, just soft slippers. He followed the woman down long halls, with moving pictures of stars and ancient cities. Guards in bright armor stood still as statues. Their eyes followed him. Jack kept his head up. He would not look scared. They reached big doors made of white stone. The doors opened without a sound. Inside was the throne room. It stretched far like a cathedral. Light poured from high windows in colors Jack never saw before. Gold, blue, violet. The queen sat on a throne that floated a little above the floor. Queen Seraphine. She was taller than the others. Her hair flowed like liquid silver. Her dress changed colors, slow like water. She looked young, but her eyes held centuries. Princess Lirel stood beside her. She looked stronger now. Her skin glowed brighter. Her silver hair hung long and straight. She smiled when she saw Jack. It was a real smile, not polite. Jack felt that warm touch in his head again, like she said, "Hello," without words. The queen spoke. Her voice filled the room like music. "Jack Harlan, you saved my daughter. Against many. You held the line until we came. The Empire owes you a debt beyond measure." The court around her murmured agreement. Tall, elegant Valorians in fine robes watched him. Some looked curious, some looked cold. Jack cleared his throat. He felt every eye on him. "I just did what needed doing, Your Highness. I saw her in that pod. Could not leave her to die." The queen tilted her head. "You are modest. That is rare among your kind. Tell me what you wish as reward. Credits, a new ship, safe passage to your home sector, anything you name is yours." Jack thought for a second. He pictured Driftfang waiting in the hangar. New engines, fresh paint, no more scraping by. "I would like my ship fixed," he said, "and enough fuel to get back to work. I do not need much, just my freedom." The queen smiled. It was small but warm. "Very well. Your ship will be repaired better than before. You will stay as our guest until it is done." Jack bowed a little. "Thank you, Your Highness." He turned to leave. Aside. He walked out feeling lighter. He saved the princess, got a reward, got to go home. Easy. Days passed. Jack stayed in a big room with windows that looked at stars. Food came on trays. Things he never tasted. Sweet fruits from other worlds. Warm bread that smelled like home. He ate, slept, walked the gardens. The gardens were impossible. Green plants from 100 worlds. Flowers that sang softly when touched. Water fell in slow arcs that floated before landing. Jack liked it here, but he missed the smell of oil and metal, the hum of his own engines. One morning, he went to the hangar. Driftfang sat there, looking new. The hull gleamed, scratches gone. New panels shone bright. Engineers worked around it. Jack walked up. One turned to him. "Your ship is ready, human." The queen added gifts. Extra power core, shield stronger than before. Jack ran his hand over the hull. It felt good, solid. He climbed inside. The cockpit smelled fresh. Systems lit up perfect. He sat in his old chair. It fit just right. Started the engines. They purred smooth. No cough, no rattle. He grinned. Time to go. He requested clearance. The tower answered fast. Permission granted. Jack Harlan, safe travels. He pushed the throttle. Driftfang lifted gentle. He flew out of the bay. Stars welcomed him back. He set course for the nearest jump point. Freedom tasted sweet. Then alarms blared. Red lights flashed across the console. Engine malfunction. Critical failure. Jack cursed. He checked readings. Everything looked fine, but power dropped fast. Thrusters sputtered. He turned back toward the fleet. The big white ships grew close again. He docked emergency style. Guards met him. They looked sorry. "Your ship needs more work," they said. "Come, we will take you back." Jack followed, angry now. This was no accident. Back in the palace, he demanded to see the queen. They took him to a private garden, not the throne room. Flowers glowed in the dark. Queen Seraphine waited alone. She wore a simple robe, no crown. She looked almost human in the soft light. Jack spoke straight. "Your people broke my ship. I want to know why." The Queen looked at him calm. I did not order it, but I allowed it. Jack stared. You what? The Queen stepped closer. Your daughter needs you, Jack. She formed a bond when you saved her. It grows stronger. Vailorian minds link deep. When the link is new, separation causes pain, sometimes death. Lyral feels you even now. She dreams of your thoughts, your strength. Jack shook his head. I am no babysitter. I am a salvager. I do not belong here. The Queen placed a hand on his arm. Her touch was warm, not cold like he expected. You belong where you are needed, she said. You are not a prisoner. You are honored. Stay a while longer. See if the bond fades. See if you truly wish to leave. Jack pulled away. I will fix my ship myself. No more tricks. The Queen smiled again, that small knowing smile. As you wish, but know this, Jack Harlan. The Empire does not forget its debts, and neither do I. That night, Jack lay in his room, staring at the ceiling. He felt the princess in his head. Not words, just feelings. Warm, safe, grateful. He tried to push it away. It would not go. He thought of his old life, alone in space. No one to answer to, no one to lose. It was simple. It was free. But now something pulled him. Different. He got up, walked to the window. Stars burned bright. He wondered if he could really leave, if the bond would let him, if the Queen would let him. He closed his eyes. The warm touch came again, like a hand on his shoulder. He sighed. Maybe a few more days would not hurt. Outside in the hall, Princess Lyriel stood quiet. She watched his window, her eyes soft. She whispered to the dark, Thank you, Shield. You stayed. Jack did not hear her, but he felt it. Deep in his chest, something shifted. He was not ready to name it, not yet. But the stars looked a little less lonely tonight. Jack decided to stay a little longer. He told himself it was only until the bond with Lyriel felt weaker. He told himself he could leave any time. The palace gave him a workshop in the lower levels. Big space, filled with tools, machines, parts from a dozen worlds. He liked it there. The smell of metal, the sound of sparks. It felt like home. He spent days fixing small things. A broken hover chair for a servant, a flickering light in the garden. He made improvements too. He added human tricks, stronger locks on doors, simple traps that used weight and motion. Vailorians watched him work. They asked questions. He answered short. He did not mind teaching. He just wanted to keep busy. One evening, Princess Lyriel came to the workshop. She wore a plain robe, her feet bare. She looked small without the royal clothes. Jack, she said soft, I feel you stronger, every day. The bond grows. I dream your memories, your fights, your lonely flights through black space. Jack wiped grease from his hands. Yeah, I feel it too. Like someone whispering in my ear all the time. She stepped closer. You saved me. I want to know you, not just the hero, the man. Jack looked away. He was not good with feelings. He fixed things. He flew ships. He survived. He did not talk deep. Lyriel smiled gentle. It is okay. You do not have to speak. I can feel enough. She touched his arm. The warm touch in his head flared bright. He saw flashes of her life. Long halls, lessons in mind control, endless rules, no freedom, no mistakes. She pulled back. Sorry, I did not mean to share too much. Jack shrugged. It is fine. Guess we are stuck sharing heads for now. She laughed, quiet, sound like bells. Maybe that is not so bad. They talked more. She asked about Earth. He told her stories of rain that fell hard, oceans that roared, cities full of noise and light. She listened, eyes wide. Humans are strange, she said. You break and keep going. We break and fade. Jack nodded. That is us. Stubborn monkeys with tools. Weeks turned to months. Jack tried to leave 3 times. First, he took a small shuttle at night. He flew quiet toward the jump point. Alarm screamed after 10 minutes. The shuttle turned itself around, brought him back. Guards waited, polite but firm. "Your ship is not cleared," they said. "The Queen requests your presence." Jack went angry, but quiet. Second time he hid in a trade convoy. Big cargo haulers leaving for neutral space. He wore worker clothes, carried a crate. He slipped aboard easy. The ship jumped. He thought he was free. Then pain hit his head, sharp like knives. Lyrael cried out in his mind, "Jack, come back. It hurts. Please." He felt her fear, her body shaking from the distance. He told the captain to turn around. The pain stopped when he docked. Guards did not even look surprised. Third time he went bold. He hot-wired a fighter from the hangar. Fast, sleek ship, built for speed. He launched hard, burned toward open space. No alarms this time. He grinned. Freedom close. The Queen herself appeared on the comm screen. Her face calm. Seraphine floated in. Her private chamber. Light glowed behind her. "Jack Harlan, return now. Lyrael suffers. Your absence tears at her mind." Jack checked sensors. No pursuit ships. But he felt the pull, stronger than engines. He turned back slow, defeated. When he landed, Seraphine waited in the hangar. No guards, no court, just her. She wore dark robes, hair loose. She looked tired. Jack walked up slow. "Why do you keep me here?" he asked straight. "No more games." She met his eyes. "Because I see what you are. You are chaos and strength. My empire is old. We live long. We plan perfect. We fear risk. You embrace it. You survive what should kill you. I need that. I need you." Jack crossed his arms. "You need me for what? Experiments, teaching tricks, keeping your daughter calm?" Seraphine stepped closer. "All of that, and more." She reached out, touched his cheek, her skin cool but alive. "I study you, Jack. Not like a prisoner, like something precious. Humans adapt. You change. You fight odds that break others. In you, I see life renewed. Still, we repeat old ways. You bring new fire." Jack felt uncomfortable. Her words hit deep. He pulled back. "I am not some savior. I am just a guy who did not want to die that day." Seraphine smiled small. "You are more. You always were." She turned, walked toward the palace doors. "Come, there is something I want to show you." She led him to a sealed chamber, deep under the palace. Walls black stone, no windows, one light in the center, a crystal pillar, tall as two men. Inside swirled colors, slow like storm clouds. Seraphine placed her hand on it. The pillar hummed, the colors sped up, images appeared. Jack saw battles, old ones, Valorians fighting with mind and light, elegant, perfect. They won always, but they lost too. Slow losses, numbers dropping, worlds fading. "This is our history," she said. "We were mighty, once, now we fade. Our children fewer, our minds too careful. We need something wild, something unbroken, like you." Jack stared at the images. He saw himself in flashes, fighting Krell, bleeding, but standing. He felt small, next to that history. But strong, too. Seraphine spoke quiet. "I will not force you to stay, but I ask you to choose it. Lyrael needs you. The Empire needs you. I need you." Jack looked at her. Her eyes held no trick, just truth. He felt the bond with Lyrael, steady, warm, like a heartbeat. He felt something new, too, a pull toward the Queen, not just duty, something deeper. That night he could not sleep. He walked the gardens, moonlight silver on leaves. He sat by a pool, water glowed soft. He thought of leaving, thought of staying, thought of the Queen, her calm strength, her hidden fire. He thought of Lyrael, her trust, her light. Footsteps came soft. Seraphine appeared. She sat beside him. No words at first, just quiet. They watched the water. She spoke first. "I did not plan this. I thought only gratitude. Then I saw your mind, your will, your heart. I cannot let you go, not because I own you, because losing you would dim everything. Jack looked at her. You are the queen. Why me? She touched his hand. Because you choose to stay, even when you fight it. That choice is rare. It is power. Jack felt the touch, spread warm through him. He did not pull away. Days after that he stopped trying to run. He worked harder, built better traps, trained guards in human ways. They learned fast, but never quite like him. He saved a servant from a falling beam, used only his body and quick thinking. The court whispered more. The human stays. The queen watches him close. One morning Lirel found him in the workshop. She hugged him sudden. Thank you for staying. I feel safe with you here. Jack hugged back, awkward but real. You are welcome, kid. He meant it. That evening Seraphine came again. She brought wine from ancient vines. They drank slow. She talked of old stars, new plans. She laughed at his jokes, rough human humor. She looked at him different. Now not just a savior, not just a tool, a man. Jack felt the change too. He looked forward to her visits. He liked her voice, her mind. Presence. He still wanted freedom. But freedom started to feel empty without them. The bond grew, not just with Lirael, with Seraphine too. Faint, but there, like a thread pulling tight. He knew she felt it. She never said, but her eyes told him. He was not a prisoner anymore. He was something else. Something the queen claimed, quiet. Something he started to claim back. The attack came without warning. Krell Dominion ships dropped out of jump space right above the capital world. Their numbers filled the sky like dark clouds. Weapons charged bright red. The alarms screamed across the palace. Jack ran to the nearest window. He saw the first shots hit the outer shields. Blue fire bloomed against the barriers. The ground shook hard. Guards rushed in, shouting orders. Princess Lirael appeared at his side, her face pale but calm. Jack, we must go to the command center, she said. She grabbed his hand. The bond flared strong. He felt her fear but also her trust. He nodded. Let's move. They ran through halls. People screamed. Servants carried children. Guards formed lines with glowing rifles. The queen met them in the central chamber. She wore battle armor, light silver plates that shifted like liquid. Her eyes burned bright. The enemy wants my daughter, she said. They come for revenge and to break us. Jack looked at the screens. Hundreds of Krell fighters swarmed the Imperial fleet, fought back hard. But the numbers were bad. Seraphine turned to Jack. You know their ways. You fought them before. What would you do? Jack thought fast. They board big ships. They like close fights. They hate surprises. I say we hit their flagship, hard and fast, take out the leader, the rest might break. Seraphine nodded. You will lead the counterboarding team. Our best warriors will follow you. Jack stared. You want me to board their ship, alone with your guards? Seraphine stepped close. You are the only one who has beaten them in their own game. Your mind, your tricks, your will. Go, bring my daughter's safety, and come back to me. Jack felt the weight of her words. He looked at Lirael. She nodded. Go, Shield. I believe in you. They suited him in special armor. Light, strong, with human tweaks he added himself. Extra plates on joints, hidden compartments for charges. He took his old plasma cutter, upgraded now, and a belt full of explosives. The team was small. 10 elite Valorian soldiers. They looked at him, strange. A human leading them. But they bowed respect. They launched in a stealth shuttle. Small, fast, invisible to most scans. They slipped through the battle debris. The Krell flagship loomed huge. Black, spiky, ugly. Jack felt his heart pound. This was suicide. But he knew no other way. They docked quiet on a lower hull breach. The team cut in fast. Inside was chaos. Krell warriors ran shouting. Jack led them down tight corridors. He used every dirty trick. He dropped charges in vents, set traps with wire and weight. One Krell stepped on a plate. Boom! Legs gone. Another turned, Jack shot the cutter through its chest. The team followed. They moved like shadows, killing quiet when they could, loud when they had to. They reached the engine deck. Huge spinning cores. Power hummed loud. Jack pointed. There, the main reactor. If we overload it, the ship dies. He set charges fast, his hands steady, even with sweat in his eyes. Krell found them. Alarms blared. Warriors poured in. The fight turned brutal. Fought like a demon. He took a blade to the side. Armor held, but pain burned. He punched back, broke a faceplate. He fired his weapon till it overheated. He used a dead Krell as a shield, blocked shots, then threw the body, knocked two more down. His team fell one by one. They died brave, but they died. The last Valorian looked at him. Go, human, finish it. Jack nodded. He ran to the reactor. He wired the last charges, set the timer. Short, 30 seconds. He turned to run, but a big Krell warlord blocked the way. Tall, armored with blades on every arm. The warlord laughed rough. You, the human pest, you die here. Jack charged. No time for smart. He tackled low. The warlord swung. Jack ducked. The blade cut his shoulder. Deep, blood poured. The warlord kicked. Jack flew into the wall. Jack got up slow. The timer ticked. He saw red. Pain blinded him, but he moved. He grabbed a loose power cable, ripped it free. Sparks flew. He jammed it into the warlord's chest plate. The alien roared. Electricity arced. The warlord dropped. Smoking Jack staggered to the exit. The timer hit 0. The reactor exploded behind him. The blast wave threw him forward. He hit the deck hard. His helmet cracked. Air hissed out. His leg broke. He felt bones snap. The shuttle waited close. He crawled, dragged himself. The team was gone, all dead. He sealed the hatch. The shuttle launched automatic, pulled away from the dying ship. The Krell flagship broke apart. Fire bloomed bright. The enemy fleet faltered. They jumped away fast. The Imperial ships cheered, but Jack did not hear. He lay on the floor, bleeding out, vision fading. He thought of Lyrael, her smile, of Seraphine, her eyes, her touch. He whispered, "Sorry, I tried." The Queen led the rescue herself. She took a fast cruiser, cut through the debris. She felt him through the faint bond. Pain, fear, but life. Still life. She boarded the shuttle. Guards followed. She found him, broken body, still breathing barely. She knelt, cradled his head. "Jack," she whispered, "you did it. You saved us all." Him herself. Stronger than she looked. She placed him on a medical bed. Doctors rushed in. They worked fast, but the wounds were bad. Internal bleeding, shattered bones, organs torn. Seraphine stood over them. "Do everything she ordered. Use the forbidden tech. Merge our systems with his DNA. We will not lose him." The doctors hesitated. It was old law, forbidden for good reason. Mixing species could kill both. But Seraphine glared. "Do it now." They obeyed. They took samples from Jack, earlier when he slept. They used Valorian regen pods, advanced machines that rebuilt cell by cell. They wove human stubborn flesh with immortal Valorian patterns. Energy flowed. Bright light filled the room. Jack screamed once, then silence. His body shook, then stilled. The machines hummed down. The doctors stepped back. "He lives, but changed." Seraphine touched his face. Tears fell rare for her kind. "Come back to me, Jack Harlan." Hours passed. Jack opened his eyes. The room was dim, soft lights. He felt different, stronger, faster. His wounds gone, but something new hummed inside. Faint echoes of mind touch. Not just Lyrael, now Seraphine too. He sat up slow. His muscles moved easy, like he never broke. Seraphine sat beside him. She looked worn, but her eyes lit when he woke. "You live," she said, simple. Jack looked at her. "You saved me. This time." The Queen took his hand. "I could not let you go, not after everything. You turned the battle. You gave us victory. The Empire sings your name." Jack felt the new strength, the faint psionic spark. He tested it, reached out with his mind, touched hers gentle. She smiled. "You feel it now? The merge. It binds us closer. Not just gratitude, not just need. Something more." Jack nodded. He felt it too. A pull. Strong, deep. He did not fight it anymore. Lyrael came in. She ran to him, hugged tight. "Thank you, Shield. You came back." Jack hugged her. Gentle. "You are safe, kid. That's what matters." Seraphine watched them, her heart full. She knew the truth now. He was hers, not prisoner, not guest, partner in war, in life, in whatever came next. The Queen who never bent, now bent for him, and he stayed. Not because he had to, because he chose. Outside the stars burned calm. The Empire stood stronger, because one human refused death, and one queen refused to release him. Jack stood on the high balcony of the palace. The twin moons hung low in the night sky. Their silver light washed over the gardens below. Flowers glowed soft. Lyrael played among them. She laughed as small floating lights danced around her hands. She looked happy, free in a way she never was before. Jack watched her smile. He felt peace settle in his chest. Seraphine stepped beside him. She wore a simple robe, white as moonlight, her hair loose and flowing. She said nothing at first, just stood close, enough that he felt her warmth. Jack glanced at her. She looked at the moons, her face calm, but her eyes held something deep. "You changed everything," she said quiet. "The Empire stands stronger. Our people smile more. Our children play without fear. All because one human refused to die." Jack shrugged. "I did what I could. Anyone would have tried." Seraphine turned to him. "No, not anyone. You, Jack Harlan. You fought when others would run. You stayed when others would flee. Feel it." Jack looked down at his hands. They looked the same, but inside he felt different. The merge left echoes, faint psionic threads that linked him to Lyrael and to Seraphine stronger now. He reached out with his mind, gentle, like testing water. He touched her thoughts. She let him in. No walls, just open, warm light. He felt her gratitude, her pride, her fear of losing him, her love. He pulled back slow, his face warm. Seraphine smiled small. "You feel it now. The bond is complete. Not just need, not just debt. Choice." Jack nodded. "I feel it. I did not plan this. I came for salvage. I stayed for her. I stayed for you." Seraphine stepped closer. Her hand found his, fingers laced tight. "I will not pretend I am easy to love. I am queen. I carry centuries. I make hard choices. But with you I want to choose soft things. I want to choose life." Jack looked into her eyes. They shimmered like stars. He saw no trick, no royal game, just truth. He squeezed her hand. "I spent my life running, alone in cold ships, chasing scraps, because it was simple. No one to lose, no one to fail. Now I look at you, at her, at this place, and running feels empty. I want to stay, not because I have to, because I choose it." Seraphine leaned in. Her forehead touched his. Gentle, quiet moment under the moons. She whispered, "You are my consort now. The court will call you guardian of the air, partner of the queen, but those are just words. To me you are Jack, the man who saved my daughter, the man who saved me from a life without fire, without risk, without love." They stood like that long time. The wind carried soft music from the gardens. Lyrael looked up, saw them. She waved bright. Jack waved back. Seraphine smiled wide, real. She called down, "Come, child, join us." Lirael ran up the steps, her dress flowing. She hugged Jack tight, then Seraphine. All three stood together, looking at the stars. The days after that were different. Jack no longer hid in workshops. He walked the halls open. Guards bowed. Courtiers smiled. Some still whispered, "Human." In the palace, but most accepted him. He trained new soldiers, mixed Valorian grace with human grit. They learned fast. They laughed at his jokes. They called him teacher. He worked with engineers, built new ships, faster shields, smarter weapons. He added human ideas, redundancy, chaos math, improvised fixes that saved lives in tests. The empire grew bolder. Ships explored lost sectors. Trade boomed. Worlds joined willingly. Not from fear, from hope. Seraphine and Jack spent nights talking, planning, dreaming. She showed him ancient archives, stars long gone, battles forgotten. He told her human stories, messy, loud, full of mistakes. She listened, fascinated. She laughed at silly things. She cried at sad ones. She held him close when words failed. One evening, they walked the private garden. No guards, no eyes, just them. Flowers sang soft. Water glowed. Jack stopped, turned to her. "I never said it proper. Thank you for saving me that day, for not letting me go." Seraphine touched his face. "You saved us first. Only return the gift." Jack smiled crooked. "Guess we are even then." She shook her head. "No, we are more. We are us." Jack pulled her close, kissed her slow, gentle, then deeper. She kissed back, her arms around him, strong, sure. The bond flared bright, warm light filled them, both minds open, both hearts full. When they parted, she whispered, "Stay forever." Jack nodded. Forever sounds good.
Years passed slow but full. Lirael grew tall, wise, kind. She ruled beside her mother, and Jack, she called him father now. Not blood, but choice. The empire spread, peace held, stronger than before, because humans taught them to bend, not break, to fight smart, to love fierce. One night under the same twin moons, Jack and Seraphine stood again on the balcony. Lirael was away, leading her first fleet peace mission. Jack looked at the queen, his partner. "You still won't let me go?" he teased.
Seraphine laughed soft. "Never. You saved my daughter. Now I save you, from a life without us." Jack pulled her close, looked at the stars. Felt the bond. Steady, strong, alive. He whispered, "Guess I am stuck here." Seraphine rested her head on his shoulder. "Good, because I am stuck with you." The empire endured, brighter, bolder, because one stubborn human refused to die, and one immortal queen refused to let him go. Together, they built something new, something lasting, something theirs.